How does this call-up feel compared to last year's, just given the situation with the Blue Jackets right now?
Yeah, I mean, it feels great. Obviously, yesterday was a pretty big day for me, being named to the All-Star, and then later on getting the call from Clarkie that I'm going to be coming up. So, it's just kind of a whirlwind of a day again, and, just couldn't be happier.
I think your development was kind of kicked off by scoring your first NHL goal on your first NHL shot last year, but has your game changed since then? What have you added to it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to focus on becoming a 200-foot centerman. Down there they really harp on that, and it's a big part of the game. I want to be used in as many situations as possible, so just trying to be reliable in all situations of the game.
What has Trent Vogelhuber meant to you in helping you accomplish that?
Yeah, I mean, he makes it easy on me. He's very easy to talk to. He does a lot of video with me, and he's very vocal about what he wants to see from me. So from that side of the chain, it's very easy.
All right, we got to see you a little bit last season, but what do you want to showcase tonight?
Like I mentioned before, just being able to be a reliable 200-foot centerman. Obviously I can, do things offensively, but I want to be able to, be productive defensively as well.
Luca, how is this time different for you? You've been through this before. You got kind of all those jitters out of your way. How is this one different?
I mean, last year I got called up on the last game of the year, and I knew that was my only chance. But now we're only, I guess, halfway through the season, and I guess there's a chance for me to really showcase myself. And it's totally up to me and what I can do and what I can bring to the table. So I'm just excited for the opportunity, and I can't wait.
And with the kind of year that you've had in Cleveland, do you feel like you're a more complete player, a better player? How would you categorize that?
Yeah, more complete, more confident, I'd say a lot too. I feel confident in my game and where I am and on the ice, and more in my body. I feel like I've gained a little more strength, and I just feel confident.
And how will you improve your shooting percentage at the NHL level?
I'll try my best. No promises on what will happen, but I'll try my best.
Yeah, obviously, we see the numbers down there, and you've kind of said a couple things that may have gone into it. But what do you think has been kind of the key for your game to reach that next level here this year?
I think one thing I've been focusing on offensively is just trying to get into the inside a lot more. I feel like last year I was a little more of a perimeter guy, carrying it on the outside, but this year I've been able to, get to the net front a lot more, and I've scored some ugly ones for sure, ones that I've just hit my body and gone in. So just trying to focus on getting into the dirty areas a little more.
Is that just a mentality, or did you have to do things specifically to kind of add that to your game? How does one get better at that, I suppose?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a mentality thing, just wanting to go to those areas. Yeah, you might get a couple hits, a couple cross checks to the back that might hurt after the game, but it's all worth it for a goal at the end of the night. So, yeah.
How do you feel about doing that at the NHL level? Obviously, the AHL is one thing, but it's another step coming up here.
Yeah, like you said, it's a totally different league, a lot faster, a lot stronger. So, just trying to showcase what I can do.
How less hectic is it this last year trying to get your family here for the game and all that? Are any of them coming for one, or how's it going?
My parents are. I think they had a 6 a.m. flight this morning, so they wanted to get here as quick as possible and not miss out on anything this time. So I think they're a little overly early this time. So they're excited as just as much as I am, and it's a big day for them as well.
Dean, we've talked about your center depth a lot this season, how it's been better than it has in years past. How much is that going to be tested now with Monahan and perhaps Sillinger as well?
It'll be tested. Yeah, but, organizations obviously, take pride in depth and all positions clearly, but I think there's a lot more talk about the center ice position in our game, that you need depth up the middle, and hard to find centermen that, NHL players, and we think we've got a few. And it'll be, experimented with here tonight, I'm sure, with at least the one, as you said, and we'll see what happens with Silly tonight.
So would you say is a game time with illness,
Yeah.
Sillinger?
Yeah.
And what reports have you gotten? You talked about Bel Belluz last week. What have you heard about Sillinger? And is part of his recall because of the center ice position?
Yeah, 100%. We were just talking the ironic thing, if Silly can't go, Silly's going to go, right? So at least I won't get messed up on the bench, right? That's the reason, for sure. The reports that we got on Bell is extremely positive with his development of how he's. Clearly, you can just look at the stat sheet and see that he's doing the right things, or he's doing good things offensively. But by all accounts, he's doing all the right things to develop both his defensive game and his offensive game. So Trent speaks very highly of him. And again, we've talked about that earned culture. He's earned the right to be here in a situation where, we needed a player.
We've talked almost to the point of it being cliche about the younger players learning from the older players, but here we go with Monahan out and now Fantilli elevated. Do you see that? Do you see a young guy who has learned along the way here and now is, more than willing to accept this role and use what he's learned?
Yeah, 100%. We've talked about Fantilli, a lot here of, his offense, and that, he's an offensive guy and he wants to produce and wants to help his team. Sure, of course, that's the more goals a guy scores, the more opportunity we're going to have to win hockey games. But he's developed and is continually honing his skills as an NHL hockey player, not just a skilled player. I mean, sure, we love skill, but we want a guy that can play in all situations. He's done that. To watch a guy and have a mentor and a teacher like Monahan is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, hopefully he's gathered a lot through the start of the season here, and he's put himself in a position to help his team win.
Dean, your lineup tonight, who's in goal tonight for you?
Elvis.
And any changes on the defense?
Yep. Sevi will go back in. Jack Johnson is under the weather as well.
So much of your power play is predicated on the face-off, winning the face-off. Without Sean out there, who's the go-to guys now for you?
Well, we've had, I think our face-offs have been, pretty solid all year. Obviously, coaches always want, your percentages to be higher. But both our special teams, when we've had success, start with the face-off, obviously on the PP, and to get that early clear is positive. So, we'll have committee as far as taking face-offs, especially on the penalty kill. On the power play, Fantilli will be taking the majority of the face-offs there. So yeah, we expect whoever's taking them to bear down, grind, and have obviously everybody on the ice help in those situations as well.
Dean, Monahan's done so much that's visible, but just his presence on the ice, is that going to be maybe the toughest thing to get past, his presence, how he just sort of calms everything down with guys on the ice?
Yeah, to the point here that guys have watched how he conducts himself, and hopefully they try to do the exact same thing. But yeah, you're 100%. Our bench is calm in large part because of him up front and Z on the back end. They're both very calming influence players, but we have other guys that do that as well. But yeah, if the guys that are playing in tonight's hockey game have learned anything from Monty, is that he's even keeled. He doesn't get too high, too low, all those cliches. He just goes about his business. We expect our team to do that here tonight. Thanks, crew.